Send me a text. Get the video portion at AlanCoxShow.com. The Cavaliers play tonight. They are at home to play the Orlando Magic at 7 o'clock. They're on a 3-game skid right now, so hoping to break that against Orlando. 6:30 is when the pregame coverage will begin. Next week is going to be your Guardians season opener. A week from this Thursday, April the 7th. Guardians opening day is against the Kansas City Royals. And then the home opener will be on the 15th against the San Francisco Giants. Night game. First night game in a long time for the home opener. We will be doing the show live from somewhere. And I will have details for you on that very soon. But the season opener will have a short show. That's a 4:10 pitch next Thursday. So we'll come in, do a couple hours, and then make way for your Cleveland Guardians. We were talking on Friday about how they still have a lot of tickets left for opening day. I'm not sure if that number has been cut into at all, but what did they say? They had about 4,700 tickets, which doesn't sound like a lot in a stadium that size, in a baseball park.
But for the home opener where it sells out in minutes usually,
yeah,
that's a lot.
Right. So that's next week. If you listen to this show on iHeartRadio from outside Ohio, tell me where you do that. Trucker Ron listens in Pomfret, Maryland. Jennifer's in Fort Worth, Texas. Bob listens in Astoria, Oregon. Rob does double time. He lives in Erie, PA, and Azle, Texas, so listens in both. And Ryan is a brand new bureau chief in Seattle, Washington. We have a handful of bureau chiefs in Seattle. We have Melissa, we have Nick, we have Mike. And I was wondering how many Seattleites, if they are concerned more than other people might be over the threat of nuclear war. Because 25% of U.S. nukes are about 20 minutes from downtown Seattle. I think it's like the 4th largest stockpile of nukes or Navy base or something is there. So that whole area, if you think about it, because what do they always say? What would be the primary targets once they started flying back and forth? Well, you want to nail a stockpile. You want to take as many out as you possibly can. You'd want to nail a stockpile. Seattle's there because, if it were in a situation where you got to have them on the coast. You got to get them over to Russia or whatever. I don't know. We got a lot of bureau chiefs in Seattle. I don't know how front of mind that is in people's brains these days, given what's going on overseas. If you're a Gen Xer, you heard about this crap all the time in the 80s. You heard about it in the 50s, if you're that old. But my generation, we heard about it all the time in the 80s because of the Cold War. So there's all kinds of, your action movies were about loose nukes. There's a movie in the 90s called Broken Arrow.
Good movie.
It's a John Woo movie with Christian Slater and
John Travolta, right?
John Travolta, yes. Part of his post-Pulp Fiction comeback, I think, was Broken Arrow. So 80s were about nuclear holocaust. Those were kind of your horror movies. Action movies are always about loose nukes.
Who's Loose Snooks?
Louis Snooks was the Secretary of State under Lyndon Baines Johnson.
He was the bad guy in the 80s, huh?
He was.
One of them.
Old
Yeah.
Louis Snooks.
Old Louis Snooks.
Yeah.
That's right. Between him and Hans Gruber, they had it all sewn up. Old Louis Snooks. Getting out there and doing it.
Damn you, Louis Snooks.
Damn you! Took my daughter to see the Lego Batman movie this weekend.
Oh, they
There's a new one?
played it in theaters
Yeah,
again?
they just put it back in theaters. I was looking to get out of the house with her. We were the only people in the theater.
It's a fun movie, though.
Yeah, it was fun. She'd never seen it before. But being the only people in the theater, and again, you're not going to run into any issues at the Lego Batman movie, but at the grown-up Batman movie, is that where this happened, outside Detroit?
Yeah. Oh, man, I forgot about this.
So this is Royal Oak, Michigan. This is suburban Detroit. And this guy, I'll play a little clip of it. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but this guy won't get out of his seat. It's assigned seating when you go to the movies now. Not every theater, of course, but nine times out of 10, most theaters now have assigned seating.
Because you buy your tickets in advance, and so the seats are rowed and numbered, like going to a sporting event or going to a concert. It's a pretty common thing now. This guy does not think it is.
Even if you buy them at the window, they go, where would you like to sit?
Yeah, you got to pick.
They show you the seating chart. I think he was at Batman.
Yeah, I think it was going to see
this guy, old dude. He just, for whatever reason, would not change seats into his proper seat. And he caused a scene for a whole... He was there 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, just yelling at these like young kids that are working at the movie theater, and they're being the adults, and he's like, well, I should be able to sit wherever I want. And they're like, well, you can't.
But also, I'm curious what precipitated this. Because if you were to walk into a movie theater, how would anyone know that a guy wasn't sitting where he was supposed to be sitting?
Because those people are trying to sit in the seats they paid for.
Oh, he was in their seat.
He was in somebody's seats.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's an even bigger dick than I thought he was. I see.
I pay my money. I have a right to
sit in your seat, correct?
Yes,
that's
my
not,
seat.
That's not your seat.
How can you tell it's not my seat?
Because your ticket has your seat number on it.
Whatever. And this will be the last time that I...
Whatever.
I want the information. It's right on that piece of paper I gave you. Whatever.
Well, that completely destroys my argument.
Yeah.
Your ticket has your seat number on it.
Whatever. And this will be the last time that I come to this imagined theater. All right? I paid my money.
Theater.
Great.
Does anybody
please
here
don't come
think
back.
it doesn't matter where you sit? It's not assigned seating.
It is.
Go sit in your own seat.
Thank you.
I'm not going to.
Then I'm going to ask you to leave.
You did, like 4 or 5 times. And that's why now we have a disturbance.
This didn't look like a packed theater.
No.
So if I were the people, he's sitting in my seat. Would you go out and tell the manager there's a guy in my seat, or would you just sit somewhere else?
But then you have that problem again if more people show up, because it could get packed at some point.
Yeah, okay.
But also just sit in your seat.
Sit in your seat.
It's not that hard to do. It's
He's trying to make a point, Bill.
That businesses should be able to conduct themselves.
I know.
In a way that accommodates customers that follow their rules.
I guess so.
I don't know. At the end of it, so the girl comes. I don't know if it's he swears or anything, but he's yelling at her.
I'm playing you the edited version.
Yeah. Do you have the end of it where he's making? They're kind of dealing.
They're bartering a little bit.
They're bartering a little bit.
I might.
Thank you.
I'm not going to.
Then I'm going to ask you to leave.
You did, like 4 or 5 times. And that's why now we have a disturbance. I could sit right here.
Sir, we're not doing this anymore.
1 seat off.
Are you going to listen?
All right, go ahead.
At this point, you are disrupting the show for these fine folks. We're going to ask you to leave. We'll get you a refund.
Fine folks. Why would you say fine folks? It's so weird. You know when people are young and they're put in managerial positions and they want to sound like official?
Yeah.
And they put little words in or whatever? It's cute.
I think she's doing a good job. I think she's handling this guy quite well.
I mean, it definitely would have gone different if they had the disgruntled 50-year-old manager of the
Get the hell out of here.
I said move!
You know, Will Smith could
bring
take a
in
couple
Will
of
Smith,
tips
he
from
just
this woman.
Slaps the guy in the face.
There you go.
It's not your seat.
Uh-huh.
All right, go ahead.
At this point,
You keep Batman out your mouth!
You keep your butt out my wife's seat.
Sit right here.
Sir, we're not doing this anymore.
1 seat off.
Are you going to listen?
All right, go ahead.
At this point, you are disrupting the show for these fine folks. We're going to ask you to leave. We'll get you a refund, though.
I don't know. I might want to be taken out in handcuffs now.
Sir,
I want more than just a refund.
okay.
Can I get a drink?
We'll take care of you in the lobby.
Fine. And then I won't come back.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
And I'm going to make sure everybody knows about this.
Okay.
Goodbye, everyone. Enjoy your movie.
I want a drink.
And I want a drink.
We'll give you your money back and a drink.
I don't want to just leave. I want a drink.
Yeah.
I don't
I
don't want just a refund. I need a drink.
If I don't get a goddamn cherry White Claw out of this.
There's just a-holes running around everywhere.
It's whatever.
Just your whole life is spent navigating these jagoffs for no reason. No reason.
Because he didn't want to move over
bro,
one seat or
just
whatever. Like, just move
move.
to the seat that you selected. You go into the theater, you select the seat. Oh,
He's
so
sitting there with
aggravating.
these fine folks
Yeah.
Fine, folks.
who are
fine
just
folks.
there to see. Hey, Dale,
Yo,
what's going on?
not much. Hate the show.
Thank you, sir.
Just wanted to touch base. You were talking about the stockpile in Seattle of the nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
My dad during the Cold War had done some research. There was a missile pinpointed at a intersection right here in my hometown of Wickliffe. It's right by the Lubrizol power plant.
Oh, okay.
And they said the Russians had a missile pinpointed there during the Cold War because of the chemical in the power plant. So they were saying, or that's ever since you brought that up, it got me to thinking about, do they have another one pinpointed here?
Yeah, I thought about that too. I think we kind of get a false sense of security, all things being equal in Northeast Ohio. We go, well, we don't have like a major military base. I mean, NASA, that would be, I would think NASA might be a target. But yeah, like one...
you got like Lubrizol and the power plant in Perry, and
right.
those go up, and half of Northeast Ohio is pretty much leveled.
Yeah. Yeah, there are about 10,000 nuclear weapons in the United States, and 25% of them are in Seattle.
Why do they know that?
They're on a submarine base on Hood Canal, which is 20 miles northwest of downtown Seattle, making it the largest nuclear weapons storehouse in the U.S. and possibly the world.
Why is that information out there?
Well, I mean, these things are kept track of. I mean, it's,
That seems like something you wouldn't want the enemies to know where it is.
Well, we know where theirs are,
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Of all the secrets the government has, why isn't this one of them?
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Why aren't they at Area 51? Don't know. Maybe it's false information.
Might be.
Maybe it's fake news.
Oh, so that they just bomb Seattle? I'm like, ha, just kidding.
Yup.
They're actually
No
in
more
Iowa.
Amazon goes.
Just kidding, Seattle. Yeah.
Seattle.
That's a great city.
Yeah.
Seattle's a lot of fun.
I was
Nice
with
people.
Some fine people yesterday. I went to
Some fine folks?
Yeah, fine folks. I went and saw Pretty Woman, the musical, a little matinee yesterday because I got some tickets from here at the station. I was like, I like the movie Pretty Woman. Let's try the musical. And it was delightful.
Wow, look
I
at
had
you.
fun.
I know here on the show you are the patron of the arts.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Why do you always laugh?
Patron.
He is. He goes to Severance Hall and he does. I've never
Sure.
been.
I
I've
haven't
lived
been to
here a
Severance
dozen
Hall in a
years. I've never
minute,
been to
but-
Severance Hall.
But it's been a minute since I've been to Severance Hall.
But you've
I've
gone?
I've gone
Yeah.
several times. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Severance Hall. I saw the Cleveland Orchestra last year when they reopened Blossom.
Yeah.
That was fun. And so, yeah, I do. I haven't been to the art museum in a while, but I go to that at least once a year.
Right. And you went to see Pretty Woman,
Pretty Woman, the musical.
the musical.
That's probably my 6th or 7th musical that I've seen.
How she like her eggs?
What?
Is that one? Where she doesn't know how she likes her eggs? Isn't that Pretty Woman?
I haven't seen Pretty Woman in 20 years.
She's a hooker, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Julia
yeah,
Roberts.
That's the whole thing, where she doesn't even know how she likes her eggs in the morning, and Richard Gere's because just whoever she's with, however they cook the eggs, is how she eats them. Am I thinking of the wrong movie?
I just don't
That's
remember
like
that
a
I
part.
don't
huge
remember
part
that.
of it.
I don't remember
I
it
don't
being
feel
a
like
huge
it's a
plot
huge
point.
part.
No, I don't remember the eggs.
It wasn't. It didn't make it to the musical.
Yeah, whatever it was. They didn't
'Cause-
keep that. So, is there anybody we would know in the musical? I didn't even know there was a Pretty Woman musical.
I didn't know there was either. I mean, it's a touring company, so I don't know if these are like big stars. But it was pretty funny, and I thought it was well acted.
Oh,
They did a good job.
Runaway Bride.
That
Runaway Bride with
That's
Julia
the
Roberts.
one.
second time they got together.
The second showing of these two.
Richard Gere and
That's what it
Julia
was. I knew
Roberts.
it was those two. I was like, no, it's all about the eggs. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
I've never actually seen that one, but love Pretty Woman, the movie, the musical, very enjoyable. So I love a good musical though. You're not a musical guy though, Alan.
I am not. Nope, I've seen a couple, and that's probably the most I'll see.
I like musicals.
I think it's fun. I like
If there's a
watching
couple songs I don't mind
the
them. If everything is
costumes
sung,
and
no, thank you.
No, this wasn't like in every single thing. I mean, there was definitely a lot of songs, but there was definitely acting and regular dialogue too. and I liked the sets, and I thought they did a good job with all the different sets. And one thing I liked about this is it still takes place in the 90s, like 1990, rather than
Today.
like modernized version.
Did you know it was? I mean, you probably got a playbill for it.
I didn't actually.
Music and lyrics by Bryan Adams.
Oh, really?
Hey!
I was wondering why they kept singing Summer of '69.
I don't remember Cuts Like a Knife being a Pretty Woman. Yeah, and his producer buddy is another Canadian.
I thought they did a great job. I thought it was
Okay.
a very catchy and fun performance. It got some feels, got some heart.
The original production of Pretty Woman the Musical premiered at the Oriental Theater in Chicago in March 2018. It made its Broadway debut in August of 2018 to generally negative reviews and closed 1 year later.
Really?
So that's when they take it on the road. They go, we don't have a home on Broadway anymore. Let's hit the road.
That's weird.
Let's take it out to the rubes.
I thought it was very enjoyable.
Okay, well, good.
I don't know. I'm not. I haven't seen all
You
the
are
musicals.
a connoisseur of live.
I'm just saying, like I
production.
enjoyed it. I thought it was funny, and I thought it was like the performers were good, and it had some heart, and it's a little romantic even.
Oh, it is. Well,
And
I
you
would
know
certainly
me.
hope so. You
think
like
I'm
romance.
I'm all about romance.
Yeah.
The face that Mary's giving me right now.
He is. He's all about the romance.
I love romance.
He is.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Name a romantic thing you've done in the past 6 months.
I took a lady to.
See Pretty Woman?
Yeah, but that was.
Do you eat in bed with your lover?
Would you like to sniff my testicles?
Yeah.
When you grab it, you'll feel how firm it is.
I mean
what's a-
Uber Eats.
It's good to be Bill Squire. It always feels right when he's in the spotlight.
Took a lady to the Rock Hall inductions, and that was like
That's
we had.
romantic?
I mean, it's quite an experience.
It,
Yeah,
it
but
was
is
a
that
very
romantic?
meaningful. It was a meaningful night for her, and then we had like drinks and.
You know, Mary, romance can take many different forms. It depends on what one's love language is.
Sure.
And perhaps Bill's is physical touch.
The best part, yes,
His is
yeah.
live rock
And there
concerts.
was. It was meaningful. I mean, to me and to her, so she had a great time. But
Is this the same girl you took to Pretty Woman?
no,
Different
girls.
See what he's doing?
So romantic.
So, hey, listen,
Hey,
Mary.
I got a lot of romance to spread around.
He does. He's bursting with romance.
But the one I took,
He will spew romance all over you.
the
if
girl
you
I
let
took
him.
yesterday was, she's just a friend. So that wasn't. I wasn't feeling romantic with her. She's just a pal.
She was a plus one.
Yeah, but she's someone that I know enjoys the theaters, and she was available because a matinee is a tough time to on a Sunday. It's not always available for everybody. So we had a good time.
The critical reception on Pretty Woman the Musical. The score by Bryan Adams and Jim Valance was generally described as pleasant but bland.
Yeah, that's Bryan Adams.
Yeah, that's exactly Bryan Adams.
Grocery store music. Pleasant but bland. You don't mind it.
Critics found that the gender dynamics of the movie's plot had aged poorly
Oh,
and that the
God.
musical had failed to bring the story up to date for 2018.
That's
so is
why
it,
I liked
is it
it,
a
'cause I-
straight pull from the movie?
It's pretty much
Okay.
that situation, and I don't mind looking at it and being like, oh, this is how this would be perceived in 1990. I don't mind that. That's when the movie takes place. Now you have a movie like Mean Girls,
Green Girls.
where they updated it a little bit to make it more in line with current high school and in social media and stuff like that. And I think that worked too. I think you can do both things. And I'm not a very harsh critic though. I thought it was good. I thought it was fun.
They should do a 2022 version of the Newsies. I think that would probably be a hit.
Just tweets.
Newsies.
Yeah, it's just tweets and BuzzFeed titles. That's it. Reductress
Yeah.
headlines.
I had never seen the movie Newsies, but my daughter was one of the leads when they did Newsies a few years ago. And I enjoyed it. It
It's
was
a fun
good.
one.
Yeah.
fun, yeah.
It's like, get your papes here. That kind of thing. You know, I'm like,
And,
okay. There's a lot of Tam O'Shanters and
The movie, it's a very young Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, yeah.
It was a fun.
One review expressed sympathy for the show's performers, writing that they were hooked up like defibrillators to a body that, no matter how much energy they pump into it, can't be revived.
Boy, these people are.
They killed
They
it.
hated this.
Wow.
I thought it was
They're
fun.
theater
And like,
goers.
they're like the girl that played the Julia Roberts role, so hot.
That's why you liked it. Don't even come at.
What's the matter with that?
Romantic theater goer.
They're supposed to be hot.
I like Book of Mormon because there was guys in like long john, like these hot blonde dudes running around the stage in long johns.
Then you're not a connoisseur of the theater. If
But
I
still like theater.
I didn't say it was my main thing. I just like to look at a hot person.
Okay.
You're the person that wants to lie to
First
a
of all-
therapist
Okay,
because
can I come back to that, by the way?
Exactly.
Because
No,
I
we
never,
can't.
No,
there's no time.
I
You
never
already
said.
said
Oh, I've got to go to a break.
Oh my God. I hate
Listen,
you guys.
Since you want to always make me look bad.
This has nothing to do with you. Stay in your corner.
everything has to do with him. Haven't you
I
heard?
can't wait till there's no friggin' window there.
I know,
See,
right?
she doesn't make me look bad.
It's going to be the best. Okay, let me take a break. You want to text 35192, AlanCoxShow.com to get us there, and we'll be back.
The Alan